Well, we are done. You know why there was no episode of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations last week? It's because we thought that NSS Dazzle died, but that actually we were wrong. Apparently the Wii was in 60 AG instead of 50 AG because the Dazzle is not compatible with 60 AG, or at least the European Dazzle. For some reason, every other Dazzle is compatible, but you know. It's kind of stupid. I blame Boom Street for that because you have to actually play that game in 60 AG for some reason.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. So let's start.
Core 2. With episode 3.
Indeed.
Which is Recipe for Turnabout.
Recipe Turnabout.
Oh, great. That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me. I swear I wasn't me.
Sure.
I swear I don't even know who I am.
The evidence that this we have seen are conclusive. The victim was alone on the table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw a pro guy. Yeah, whatever. A guy.
Some guy.
And I also saw negative cover. Yeah. I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer.
I like that song though.
Yes, don't forget to put the right song in the corner, just to remind you all we did this. Because it's been a month since we did this actually, now that I think about it.
He's putting something on his coffee.
No, that's chocolate milk, obviously. Why won't you anyone believe me?
Exactly.
God.
This helped you.
Hey look, Pain is back. Well, I didn't say that's pretty much works out the case, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright, you know I needed a cup of water to do Pain.
Finds the defendant. Now we're gonna say this. Guilty. Well, that was it, everybody. See you guys. Bye.
Hey,
going to the jury.
and as I think that joke was used too many times for me, so
okay, so let's not do that. I like how it closes. It's actually funny.
January 6th. Huh.
6 days on the new year. Nice.
Isn't that like the King's Day or something?
I think it is. I'm not sure. Whatever.
We don't know the Bible. How dare you?
Apparently we don't.
10:30 a.m. right in call offices. Huh. The start of a new year always makes me feel like I can take the world again.
I bet it does, Maya.
So, I have decided the resolution should be Survivor! Take on the world! And also be stuck in either Stark of the Brits and be possessed by a bitch and
Anyways, moving on.
yeah, before I spoil your game. What do you think?
Sure. Excuse me. Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think you have more than enough mistletoe cake. Nice.
Never. You got to hit a lot of cake during the New Year. It's practically tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing board game.
Hey, pal! Oh, great. That's a gumshoe.
Happy New Year, detective.
Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna...
Here's another full 40-year of wire police cooperation.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I'm setting up my headsets here.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you got some explaining to...
Have you got any holiday present for me, detective?
Maya is so calm. I mean, Gumshoe's yelling, but...
I'm trying to set up my headset because it's kind of disturbing me.
Alright. You already said it. What? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Sure. Yay, thanks!
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Perry? You haven't forgotten a present, have you?
No, I mean, yes, I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose?
Guess I'm busted. How do you like my first medical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine?
Well, amazing. Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright Trials.
Trunks?
What does that even mean?
Let me see that. I think it's tricked. We checked that 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you!
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take a full responsibility for the ruling of this case.
Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it! But I don't remember anything about it! When was that issue from anyway? December last year, which I guess makes it last month. Huh.
Which makes it old news, you mean?
But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December.
I wasn't involved in any case in December. So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way, you don't mean...
Of...
A phony Nick?
This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. Well... So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it?
I'm gonna clean the toilet.
Not sugar.
Oh, well, I skipped that incident. Sorry about that.
No, I must apologize because I said sugar and you couldn't stop laughing because of that.
Yeah,
My fault? How do you figure that?
Because the Phoenix Wright
No,
is a super...
the Phoenix Wright.
Okay, sorry. Because the Phoenix Wright, and that was off the charts. The Phoenix Wright is a super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah, see what happens when you hotshot start getting too full of yourselves. I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. You better make this right, pal. Now! And that means taking the case back to court. Got it?
Sounds like we got our first case in the new year. Let's strike out with the gusto.
I don't know. We just already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get overturned.
Guess the new year resolution is going to have to wait until next year.
So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the prison and drop by if you need something. Okay, pal? Sure.
Okay, now that's technically a contradiction to the zero party thing that we heard in the second case. But technically, since it was a phony, it's completely possible, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how it all works. Anyways.
Yeah, I guess people are starting to know the name. Phoenix Wright. If its client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Crazy fan, definitely. Alright,
let's move to the detention
yeah, because
center.
if you talk, it's just, you know, what to do first, and
yeah, it's the usual.
The usual, the routine. The routine!
January 6th, detention center, visitor room. This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you got found guilty.
Spit down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me.
Ha! How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying.
Aren't you...
Yes, I am. I'm totally utterly... What down? Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. I'm Maggie. Remember? Maggie Bird. I correct myself from the previous game. That is pronounced Bird, and NS was completely right.
Thank
so
you.
fuck me for that. Anyways.
Maggie Bird.
Anyways, quickly say I'm gonna say the name. Maggie Bird, the English name. English name, shorter for unusual spelling. Also, a magpie, the bird, is sometimes considered a symbol of bad luck, as we saw that as she talked a lot about our bad luck in the first game, and in the second game, and she's always gonna talk about in this game as well. Now, the Japanese name is Mako Suzuki. Comes from Make to Suzuki.
Mako Suzuki?
Make to Suzuki. Yeah.
Okay.
Which means continues to ruse, in reference to our horrible luck. So pretty much our names is to resemble our luck.
Bad luck, definitely.
Indeed. Also, I think I said this in the previous game, but our uniform in the first game. I keep saying first game, second game. Second game, she had actually feathers to resemble as a bird. In this one, she doesn't for some reason.
She was bored of it. Maggie Bird. Ah! Oh crap! I remembered.
I remember like it was last year when I had amnesia, remember that?
Maggie Bird. She's a policewoman. I defended that one time. Although it was part-time, so she was fired. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop too.
Fingerprints.
Yeah, that was the reason. What are you doing here?
No, that was not the reason. That was what his name was going for.
Okay, what are you doing in here? Didn't I get you acquitted?
Oh, sure, very funny. After the fifth rate, not the third rate, that's even worse. Fifth rate job, you come here and start making jokes. You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick.
And then I
After the black screen later. And so that's what happened. Oh, you really didn't tell me anything.
No, I think he's told him.
Oh, I see.
So that's where we stand right now.
I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder.
Aww.
My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of...
Yeah.
We're just gonna say this again, aren't we?
Bad luck and failure. Yeah.
It's like I said this like last game.
I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time.
I know, right? But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir.
Sure.
Let's talk to her about herself.
Because we have to.
Because we have nothing better to do. So, how come you are dressed like that, Maggie? Last year worked sharp in the police uniform. I was fired after that. Incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I have enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So, what do you do now? In the second act, the wife of Maggie Bird, I am playing the role of waitress. A waitress?
This is not theater, you know.
Second act. Well, life is a theater, NS.
I guess
don't
makes
you
sense.
know?
Makes sense.
Yes, in the French restaurant in a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and sharp figure came through for me. And the owner of Mr. Armstrong hired me straight away. Wait, sir.
And then you got into this match straight away, right?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Ooh, I managed that. Well, time to tell about what happened.
What happened? This whole mess started like the third last month. And it happened at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. pretty much is the restaurant that was mentioned in the first game on the episode 5.
Indeed.
Well, it was a reference. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty much a reference, as well as we remember another reference in the first game where that was a device that we're gonna use in episode 4 of the second game. Yeah. Très bien.
Sounds wrong with her.
Yes, it's a restaurant with a good service and friendly smiles are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then...
I don't want to do that reference yet. I don't want to do...
What reference? What are you talking about?
You know what it is.
Actually, I'm kinda not. I guess I'll find out. One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took one sip and gasping of the air. It was shock. I passed out. Hey, hold on, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I never even seen the guy before. Oh.
So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill them. To kill him then, I guess. Huh. Negative again! And the other man, the killer. You saw him, right?
Of course. A good waitress must be attentive to his clientele.
Did you notice that the coffee cup had a little bit of color?
It's a milk, chocolate milk in it.
It was just the part at the tip, and then the part that you grab the coffee cup. It's amazing. All negatives work. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway. How come?
Because of bunch of dots. You tell me, Mr. Wright.
Guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Guilty verdict.
Why did you get the guilty? So, if you saw the murder, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. So what? Saw the movie. Get it? Saw the movie. That's funny. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
The other man, one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong and the customer. Everyone. The victim was sitting alone at the table the whole time. But how is that possible?
How's that possible?
Why are you still laughing?
Oh, come on. You didn't get the reference yet?
Not really.
Oh, jeez. I'll tell you later.
You tell me now!
No.
Okay,
No.
you tell me whenever. I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, and I still am messing with my headset. Sorry about that. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for fair trial, failed. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job.
Look, that wasn't me, okay?
And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket.
Ooh.
What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into the pocket when I was unconscious.
And no one else saw this other guy?
No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they couldn't have missed him. He had really spiky hair. Kind of like
The
yours,
other guy.
Mr. Wright.
I'll tell you what the reference is. The Scouter.
Oh.
That's why I was laughing.
Oh, really?
We did that 2 weeks ago. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, I did, but I just didn't feel like mentioning that, so I wasn't thinking about it.
Nah. Well, we did that once, but I'm not gonna do this.
I was the one who took the coffee of the two. Oh, don't worry, there's gonna be an over 9,000 reference in the future games.
Oh. And what was your impression of them?
Well, when I first saw them, I kinda thought they might be in the music industry. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece, you mean scholar, and an emo musician look about him. And there was a sample CD at the table, sir. Earpiece, a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? I had a band name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their dub, I guess.
So it was a band CD. Maybe a promo disc?
Promotion disc? Maybe it's MC Screwdriver. Is that a reference to something?
No, not really. At least for I know. I know the only MC I know is MC Hammer. That's all. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that?
What was the name? What's this group again? MC Exaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. I just remember he had spiky hair. Only that he was a young man and well-built victim, really.
Well, that's that.
Uh-huh. And now we present a magazine clipping.
Yeah, because
of our phony.
our phony. Oh, yeah. I need to ask you about this.
Hey, this is that taco about my case.
Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me?
Yes, sir. It was on the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor room. You were wearing one of the super shop suits.
Me?
Yes, you, Mr. Wright.
Ah.
Hey, Maggie! Was my evil double I am? How do you pronounce that? But anyway, that's my
Backwards.
yeah, backwards.
Mirror, let's just say.
I don't know if in the I think in the Japanese version it would be the kanji.
Yeah, mirrored. Let's say backwards.
I don't know how would it work because I didn't research that, but I think that's how it would work.
Okay.
Here too. Now I don't remember if only you, Maya. Aww. Huh. It would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you queer at this crime. you said.
Okay, I get the picture. But you met me in person before, so how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me?
That's a good question. That deserves the 3 dots for the next seconds. Okay. I guess looking back now, it was a little strange.
Only a little?
Just a little. Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you look a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird, and you had a kind.
So the guy was nothing like me then.
But you had a spiky hair and a blue suit.
Is that all it takes to?
Okay, I think we found out a criminal. It's the phony.
Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? Wow.
Apparently, yes. How come everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers, didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, like in Metal Gear. But it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir.
Oh, dang it.
This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get in a retrial?
Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney, so we should be able to get a retrial.
Mr. Wright, do you think we'll win next time? Sir? My wife has been a full course of meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Definitely fitting for your case.
Wow.
Since I was 6 months old, when I fell down from the 9th floor. 6 months old, 9, get it? Get it? I didn't.
No.
Of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed almost every test, and I have taken experience on almost every kind of disaster. I even went in the phony wire when I had misfortune being accused of murder. Now, you know, if you survive a bunch of disaster, I would say you're pretty lucky. Just saying. But I will survive because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, world. I'll find one single moment of good luck. Gene
Eop.
Which is Phoenix upside down. For some reason
But
they
it's
have...
separated.
Yeah.
Phoenix separated.
I kind of wonder why they separated, actually.
Hmm.
Maybe it has a meaning behind it. Anyways, if we're gonna pay for this, I'm just gonna call it Faker, by the way.
What are you staring at me like that for? Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out.
We'll find them. Don't you worry. We'll get the Faker for you. Thank you. I'll tell you where Trebian is then.
Okay. Right. The restaurant where the murder took place. Sure.
Yes, sir. When you go, please tell me, Mr. Arthur, I said I. Sure, alright, Nick. Let's check out the restaurant and its food.
Well,
yeah, I don't think you want to. So let's go to Trevian, shall we?
Yep.